Good morning, everyone. Dreamers, trailblazers, destiny chasers, thank you for joining me today. I look around this room and I feel a surge of energy. I see people who are ready to rise, people who are yearning for more, people who are hearing the call of their future. And I'm here to deliver a message that will ignite your spirit. Your future is calling, and it's time to answer. That call is your invitation to a life of greatness, a life of purpose, a life that only you can live. But will you answer? Today we're going to explore how you can recognize the call of your future, how you can overcome the fears that hold you back, and how you can take bold steps to claim the life you were meant to lead. Let's begin with a powerful truth. Your future is always reaching out to you. It's that spark of inspiration you feel when you imagine your biggest dreams. It's that restless feeling when you know you're meant for more. It's the vision of a life where you're thriving, not just surviving. A life where you're making an impact, living with passion, and fulfilling your potential. Your future is calling you to leave behind the comfort of the familiar, to step into the unknown, to become the person you've always dreamed of being. But answering that call isn't easy. It requires courage, faith, and a willingness to act, even when you're scared. When you answer the call of your future, you don't just change your path, you change your destiny. You don't just move forward, you soar. What does it mean to answer the call of your future? It means tuning into the dreams that light you up, the goals that scare you, the possibilities that make your heart race. It means acknowledging that you're meant for more than a life of mediocrity, more than a life of settling, more than a life of what ifs. It means taking responsibility for your own journey, choosing to act despite the uncertainties, and trusting that the path will reveal itself as you go. Answering the call of your future is about embracing the unknown with open arms, saying yes to growth, and committing to the process of becoming. And when you answer that call, you don't just find your future, you create it. You become a force of change, a symbol of possibility, a living testament to the power of saying yes. I want you to pause for a moment and listen to the call of your future. What is it saying to you? Maybe your future is calling you to launch that podcast you've been thinking about, to share your voice with the world, but you've been worried about what people will think. Maybe your future is calling you to travel the world, to explore new cultures and expand your horizons, but you've been hesitant because of financial fears. Maybe your future is calling you to forgive someone who hurt you, to heal your heart and move forward, but you've been holding on to the pain. Can you hear that call? Can you feel the pull of what's possible? Now imagine what would happen if you answered. What would your life look like if you said yes to your future? Let me share a story about someone who answered the call of their future, a man named Elon Musk. In the early 2000s, Elon was a successful entrepreneur, having sold his first company for millions. But he heard the call of his future, a vision to revolutionize space travel and make humanity a multi-planetary species. He could have ignored that call, saying, "It's too risky, I don't know enough about rockets, it's impossible." But Elon answered. He founded SpaceX in 2002, pouring his own money into the venture despite skepticism from experts. The first 3 rocket launches failed, and the company nearly went bankrupt. But Elon kept going, driven by the call of his future. In 2008, SpaceX successfully launched its 4th rocket, and today it's leading the way in space exploration with plans to colonize Mars. Why? Because Elon Musk answered the call of his future, because he said yes to an audacious dream. Let's dive deeper into Elon's story because there's so much we can learn from his boldness. Imagine being Elon Musk in 2006, watching your first rocket explode on the launch pad, knowing you've invested everything, your money, your reputation, your dreams, into this vision. Imagine the pressure, the doubt, the voices telling you to give up, to play it safe, to walk away. Imagine the sleepless nights, the fear of losing it all, the weight of failure after failure. And yet, Elon didn't ignore the call of his future. He'd gather his team, analyze what went wrong, and try again. He'd study rocket science, work alongside engineers, and push the boundaries of what was possible. He'd hold on to his vision of humanity on Mars, even when it seemed crazy. And because he answered the call, he didn't just build a company, he changed the future of space travel. He showed us that answering the call of your future can lead to impossible. Now, you might be thinking, that's an amazing story, but I'm no Elon Musk. I don't have that kind of money or ambition. Let me stop you right there. You don't need to be Elon Musk to answer the call of your future. You don't need billions or a global mission. Answering the call is about your future, the life that's calling you. Maybe your future is calling you to start a small garden in your community, to bring people together through nature. Maybe your future is calling you to learn a new language, to connect with others in a deeper way. Maybe your future is calling you to volunteer at a shelter, to give back and make a difference. Whatever it is, it's yours. And when you answer the call of your future, you step into the life that's waiting for you. I felt the call of my future in my own life, and answering it changed everything. A few years ago, I was working a stable job in marketing, but I felt unfulfilled. I heard the call of my future, a vision to become a life coach and help others find their purpose. I was scared. I had no experience, no clients, and a fear of failure. I could have ignored the call, saying, I'm too old to start over. I'll never make it. It's too hard. But I answered. I enrolled in a coaching program, started offering free sessions to friends, and built my confidence step by step. It wasn't easy. I struggled financially, faced rejection, doubted my abilities, but I kept going, trusting the call of my future. Today, I'm a full-time life coach, helping hundreds of people live their best lives. Why? Because I answered the call of my future, because I said yes to my purpose. Let's talk about why answering the call of your future is so important. In a world that's full of distractions, the call of your future is your compass. It's what keeps you grounded, what keeps you focused, what keeps you moving forward. When you answer the call, you give yourself permission to live a life that's true to you, a life that aligns with your values, your passions, your dreams. You give yourself permission to break free from the expectations of others, to let go of fear, to embrace the journey of becoming. And when you answer the call, you inspire others to do the same. You show them that the future isn't something to dread, it's something to chase. You become a light, a reminder that we can all answer the call of our future and live a life that matters. Let me tell you about another person who answered the call of their future, a woman named Oprah Winfrey. Oprah grew up in poverty in Mississippi, facing abuse, racism, and countless hardships. But she heard the call of her future, a vision to use her voice to inspire and uplift others. She could have ignored that call, saying, I'm too poor, I'm not educated enough, I'll never make it in media. But Oprah answered. She started as a local news anchor, worked tirelessly to improve her skills, and eventually launched The Oprah Winfrey Show in 1986. It became the highest rated talk show in history, reaching millions with stories of hope and resilience. Today, Oprah is a global icon, philanthropist, and media mogul. Why? Because Oprah Winfrey answered the call of her future, because she said yes to her voice. Let's dive deeper into Oprah's story, because there's so much we can learn from her journey. Imagine being Oprah Winfrey in the 1970s, a young black woman in a segregated America, working as a news anchor in a male-dominated industry, facing discrimination at every turn. Imagine the self-doubt, the rejections, the struggle to be taken seriously, the fear of failure. Imagine the long hours, the sacrifices, the moments when giving up seemed easier than pushing forward. And yet, Oprah didn't ignore the call of her future. She'd practice her delivery, connect with her audience, and pour her heart into every story. She'd take risks, moving to Chicago to start a new show, believing in her ability to make a difference. And because she answered the call, she didn't just build a career, she built a movement. She showed us that answering the call of your future can change lives. So how do you answer the call of your future? How do you find the strength to say yes to the life that's calling you? Let me give you 3 practical steps to help you get started. Step 1, identify the call of your future. Pay attention to the dreams that won't go away, the ideas that keep you up at night, the goals that make you feel alive. Journal about them, meditate on them, let them take shape in your mind, because when you identify the call, you give it power, you make it real. Step 2, face your fears head on. The call of your future often comes with fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But you have to confront those fears. Write them down, challenge them. Remind yourself that fear is temporary, but regret is forever. because when you face your fears, you take away their power. You make space for courage. Step 3, act with intention every single day. The call of your future isn't answered in a single moment. It's answered through consistent action. So commit to one small step each day, make that phone call, write that first paragraph, take that first class. Because when you act with intention, you build momentum, you turn the call into a reality. Let me tell you about a man I met named Carlos, mechanic from Mexico City. Carlos grew up in a tough neighborhood, surrounded by violence and limited opportunities, but he heard the call of his future, a vision to open a vocational school for at-risk youth, teaching them skills to build a better life. He could have ignored it, saying, "I don't have the resources, I'm not a teacher, it's too dangerous." But Carlos answered the call. He identified his vision, dreaming of a school that could change lives. He faced his fears, overcoming doubts about his abilities. He acted with intention, saving money, partnering with local leaders, and starting small classes in his garage. Today, Carlos's school has helped hundreds of young people find jobs and hope. Why? Because Carlos answered the call of his future, because he said yes to his impact. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine a life where you've answered the call of your future. Imagine waking up every day with a sense of purpose, knowing that you're living the life you were meant to live, that your dreams are alive, your fear conquered, your legacy is growing. Imagine the peace you'll feel, the pride you'll have, the difference you'll make. Imagine looking back on your life and saying, "I answered the call of my future and I lived a life that mattered." That life is not a fantasy. That life is yours for the taking. All you have to do is answer the call. Let's take a moment to reflect. I want you to close your eyes for a second and tune into the call of your future. What's it telling you? What's the dream, the goal, the life that's calling you? Picture that future in your mind. Now picture yourself answering the call, facing your fears, taking action, stepping into that life. Picture the person you'll become, the trailblazer you'll be, the impact you'll make, the joy you'll feel. How does that feel? That feeling, that's the power of answering the call of your future. That's what it means to live with purpose. Let me share one more story, a story about a woman named Greta Thunberg. Greta was a shy teenager in Sweden when she heard the call of her future, a vision to fight for climate change and save the planet for future generations. She could have ignored it, saying, "I'm too young, I'm just one person, no one will listen." But Greta answered the call. At 15, she started skipping school to protest outside the Swedish parliament, demanding action on climate change. Her solitary protest sparked a global movement, inspiring millions of young people to join her. Today, Greta is a leading voice in the fight against climate change. Why? Because Greta Thunberg answered the call of her future, because she said yes to her cause. So today, I'm asking you to make a promise to yourself, to your dreams, to the future that's calling you. Promise to listen to the call, no matter how faint it seems. Promise to face your fears, no matter how big they feel. Promise to take action, no matter how small the step. Because I promise you, when you answer the call of your future, you become limitless. You become a creator of change. You become the person you were always meant to be. Your future is calling. It's calling you to rise, to act, to live a life of purpose. Will you answer? So go out there, answer the call. Claim your future and watch how you become everything you were destined to be. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Fearless Motivation.